Hi, this is Subramaniam Shankaran. There was a national-wide protest in US, okay, spanning across multiple states, okay, against the AI data centers. Okay. Now, every coin has got two sides. When there's something productive is happening, okay, then there should be some non-productive things also to happen. Okay. Now, if you look at the way that the industries have been developed, okay, so whenever they have their plant set up, they will build a park, they will promote a high school, they will promote a, they'll construct, they'll open up a school, they'll open up a college. Okay, so they will ensure that in the surrounding locality, people are all given an employment. Okay, so they're going to help them with the livelihood. In fact, in India, I had seen a lot of factories, okay, which are outside the city. Okay, they develop the community. Okay, now, if the AI data centers, okay, one the technology has been evolved, okay, things have changed. Okay, they have a massive establishment outside, far away from the city, but still they cannot take care of the community as a whole because if it's a manufacturing unit, I can invite people to work on the assembly line, etc. But if it is something related to the computer science, we need to look at the the studies and the background, okay, the degree on computer science, etc. So that's all the things that are actually going to be. That could be a mismatch between the AI data centers and the community, okay, in which they have opened up the AI data center. And definitely there is an impact in a positive and negative way, both to the AI data center. Let's have a look at what exactly is happening. Again, what's the reason behind the people protesting against the AI data centers, opening up data centers, setting up the data centers, okay, in their villages or in their town, the city, whatever it is. Let's look at the root cause analysis. What are the root cause for the national-wide agitation or the protest that's happening in US at the moment? Okay, the news recent US national-wide protest against the data centers, which span 142 locations across 42 states, driven by a combination of environmental concern, blah, 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 etc. Let's look at this. First is the resource consumption. Okay, the water that is required for for cooling the data center, electricity that is required for running the data center, the land that is required for constructing the data center. Okay, all this thing, okay, is something which is new to the people who are looking into it. And obviously, whenever there is the local power station is actually set up, they would have set it up considering the demand of the local population, okay, which would have been in more or less in resident population, and few shops here and there. Okay, I'm speaking about a town or a village which is far away from the main city, where if they'll purchase a land which is not very expensive. So the amount of money that is spent on acquiring a land, okay, will be fairly less as compared to the investment that is required for the city. Okay, grid and economic impact, obviously, right? For example, if the grid is producing the electricity and suddenly there's an AI data center, it need to produce more. To produce more, they need to buy a lot of equipments. Okay, then who is going to pay for that? Because the burden of the additional equipment that are required for producing the electricity might fall on all the population, all the residents actually. Environmental land use concern, the land which is now used for the constructing the AI data center might not be, could have been used for agricultural purpose. Okay, so there's always a difference of opinion. So far, you have never used it for agriculture, and when we started constructing the data center, only then you want to consider that land for the agricultural purposes, it or something else. Okay, always that will be there. Okay, and next is transparency and accountability. Most of these AI data centers are funded by the big whale. Okay, so and sometimes you don't know who is behind the scene. Next is the proxy for AI anxiety. People are hearing the news about artificial intelligence displacing jobs, etc. And it's an abstract, right? Only physical manifest they actually see. Okay, is the AI data center. Okay, so they want to show their frustration against this. Okay, so this is a bird's eye view of what exactly is happening. Let's do a deep dive into what these problems are. Grid and economic impact, or capacity crunch. So as I told you, if the town has got 2,000, 3,000 families, I would have got the power station to supply the power for 3,000 families. Supposedly, a massive AI data center comes. Okay, and then I need to have this. I need to buy additional equipment so produce more. Okay, so that the AI data center can also have this power. And who is going to pay the cost? Okay, for the additional equipments that the power station is actually buying to produce the electricity. Cost burden. Okay, the moment the investment is made, and who will pay for this additional equipment that the power station grid has actually bought to supply the electricity for the complete town, including the AI data center. The fear is it might also fall on the residents. Okay, the priority conflict. If there is going to be an problem with respect to the power, okay, and then every part of the world this actually happens, right? 3 or 4 months back in San Francisco, there was a power cut, and there was no signal wasn't functioning, and the self-driving cars came to a standstill. Okay, in fact, the incident was self-driving car came to a standstill. Then the root cause was the San Francisco there was a power outage, and then it went on to a different level. Okay, so it can happen any part of the world. Okay, so when you're going to get the power first, okay, will you give it to the AI data center or for the residents? Okay, the priority conflict will definitely be there. Okay, let's look at the resource consumption. The water that is used for cooling the AI data center is something which cannot be reused because they use what is called swamp cola. Okay, swamp cola is like spraying the water, okay, in the atmosphere to cool the equipments. Okay, there's a consumption problem. See, in most of the other cases, if the water is used by the industry, okay, it can be recycled. But in case of an AI data center, it cannot be recycled. 85% of the water is evaporated in the atmosphere. So if the region has got if they're water hungry, this will impact. Even if the region is not water hungry, if you're going to open the AI data center, there could be a possibility that it will become a water hungry environment. Okay, there'll be a shortage of water for the people who are actually going to use it. So water, why do they need so much of electricity? See, the town, okay, usually by 10, 10:30 or 11 o'clock, okay, they go to bed and they get up the next day morning 4:30. Okay, but if you look at the AI data center, they run 24 cross 7 cross 365. Okay, it needs more energy to run. Okay, unlike the factory which may shut down at night. Normal factory they don't operate at night, but in case of an AI data center, 24 cross 7. There's an energy water leak. The energy, there's a hidden water consumption because of the energy, electricity also. Additionally, a large data center consume 1 million to 5 million gallons of water a day. Okay, so residential equivalent is for you can supply daily water to the village. Okay, which comes to around 10,000 to 15 for 10 to 15,000 residents. So ideally, okay, the per day consumption of water for an AI plant can feed 10,000 to 50,000 residents. Okay, so that's what the big problem. In India, okay, I had seen when Pepsi want to open their manufacturing unit, okay, in a river called Tamirabarani, south of Tamil Nadu, there was a lot of protest. It was obviously, we all need water to survive. We don't want Pepsi or Coke to survive. Okay, resource consumption. Why is it growing point of contention? Lack of transparency. Many developers do not disclose how much water they actually require, and they also do not know that. That is number one. Privilege perception. Communities struggling with water conservation mandate. The presence of water hungry facility doesn't provide a significant direct local jobs created. Okay, next infrastructure mismatch. See, in many areas, the local water power infrastructure was planned decades for the residential, and suddenly if you have AI data center, definitely is going to disturb that. Let's look at the environmental and land use concern. Land use and physical encroachment. Okay, so data centers are not just server rooms. Okay, they're massive industrial campuses that can span hundreds of acres. Even the normal manufacturing unit also does the same thing. Okay. Now, I always discuss about the opportunity cost. If the land has not been in AI, okay, if the resources, the bucket, we call them the bucket, people, process, technology, data, and the model. If the bucket is used for the project A, what could have been the benefit if we have used it for the project B? Same problem, opportunity cost also applicable here. Similarly, say I was in Hyundai Motor India in 97, 98, okay, those times, okay. Now, what exactly happened was when Hyundai Motor India opened their manufacturing unit, a lot of the suppliers also opened their manufacturing unit. A lot of stalls came, okay, a lot of restaurants actually came. Okay, the medical facility came. So, moment you have an AI data center, anything that is related to that substation will come. Okay, and voltage transmission lines, pipelines. There'll be an restaurateurs for the people to come out and eat. Those things are all okay. People, not only for the AI data center employees, right? Anybody can go to the restaurant and eat. So these things are fine. But anything that is specially happening because of this AI data center is what is going to cause a problem or some concern. Sensory pollution, there's a hum sound because of the coolers in the AI data center, light pollution. See, if the AI data center runs 24 cross 7, okay. Now, according to the crime prevention through environmental design, okay, that's a part of the physical security called CPTED. According to CPTED principles, you need to have enough of illumination surrounding the facility to ensure that the theft, everything is kept at the rock bottom, okay, if not totally eliminated. Okay, so this principle in which, so there are a few cities also designed on it. Okay, so the AI data center will definitely be designed on such a principle, CPTED. So if there is an electricity, light, illumination surrounding the AI data center night time, it definitely will cause some issues with sleep pattern. And there are humans who does not, they cannot sleep properly. There are enough of illumination. Definitely, local wildlife, their life, their habits, and everything will also get impacted. Next is air and public health concern. So diesel generators to guarantee an 100% uptime. Okay, according to the Uptime Institute, Tier 4 or these data centers, 99.995% uptime should be there. To ensure that they have this uptime, they will invest on the diesel genset. So the diesel genset, okay, will also create a lot of, will emit smokes. Okay, a lot of smoke to, it is going to cause and harm to the environment, that's for sure. Proximity to the population. Protests are particularly intense when the facilities are very closer to where the people are actually living. Okay. Next, industrialization of the neighborhood. Now, the peaceful environment, okay, has suddenly turned into an industrial town. Okay, a lot of people start coming, trucks come, okay, or there'll be an employee van, employee shuttle, okay, to pick the employees up, drop them. Okay, definitely there's going to be some change, okay, and the people don't like it. And what I had actually seen is I was in UK for so many years in Bristol. In I was in Bradley Stoke. Okay, so there's an A38 on the left right hand side. I had this Bradley Stoke. Left hand side is Aztec West. So that is the commercial establishment, and the residential establishment is going to be toward the right hand side, the Bradley Stoke and all these areas. Okay, now not in every part of the world we have such a facility. Okay, sometimes what happens is they open up the factory which is very closer to the residential area. Okay, so this could be some problem also, and quality of life will definitely change. Okay, sometimes it improves. Transparency and accountability, the closed door, non-disclosure agreement. Okay, they sign it up. Okay, so that we don't actually know what's happening with respect to the AI data center construction. Okay, that means the size of the facility, the water needs, and the electricity that I actually require. And people who had been there in the facility, who had been there in the locality for so many decades, okay, they are not informed about what is happening. Okay, they feel that they are betrayed. Okay, they have not been even considered when something is actually happening. At least the local have got a meeting with all the people saying that we are having AI data center. These are the facilities, etc. And we trying to mitigate any of the negativity and transparency, lack of recourse, accountability. So when it is getting constructed, everything is smooth. Okay, but once they go live, in 99.99% of the cases, there is no accountability. Okay. Next, the shadow developer issue. Often, this project is initiated by anonymous LLC or shell companies, making it difficult for citizens to know who exactly is behind the project. A lot of politics is also involved in this. Okay, so this is something which is the shadow developer issue happens any part of the world. Why this drives the national movement? Demand for transparency is the glue. Okay, these protesters hold together with differences because they feel that you're not even telling me what exactly is happening next to me, and whether will I get impacted positively, negatively. Keep us posted is what they're actually saying. Environment will get affected for sure. Okay, though NIST RMF is clearly saying impact to the society, impact to the organization, impact to the individual. Okay, there is that needs to be considered. Here, there is going to be an impact to the society for sure. Okay, but we are trying to convert this impact to a positive impact, giving the local jobs, etc. But if it had been, as I told you, if it had been normal manufacturing unit, local jobs is possible. But in case of an AI data center, if they know AI, okay, there's a possibility of giving them a job. If they don't know AI, then what job we can actually give? Like, the housekeeping, okay, the physical security, okay, the electricity, electrician, all these jobs are available. But are they really willing to come forward to get onto this job? Big question. Okay, proxy for the AI answer to shift from the abstract to the concrete. See, with respect to the AI, okay, AI is abstract. You cannot actually see it, but they are looking at the physical manifestation of AI in terms of the data centers. Okay, so they really want to show their grudge against this data center. Resource extractor narrative. The protests often frame data centers not as a hub of innovation, but extractive industry. As I told you, every coin has got two sides, right? When you look at the positives of AI, there is also a negative of AI. When you start negative of AI as an extractive industry, there is also positive of AI. Okay, let's say at the moment you don't have the people to send them for a job, but tomorrow if you have local seats, or even these factories and the AI data center, they want somebody locally available, so that in case there's a problem with the transportation, they can still come to the office. These employees can come to the office, so we can look at it in a positive way to build ourselves or our community towards it. Lack of agency, the fundamental AI anxiety is about feeling of loss of control. So when these things are happening, nobody can take any action against them. Okay, because it has got an political power. Okay, the billions of dollars are poured into it. Big companies. Okay, there was recently one more article. Okay, which I read today morning. Big companies are involved in AI. Okay, you cannot just fight with them. It is not possible. Okay, there could be one or two cases here and there where people have won. Okay, fighting against these big whales, big fish, but not in all the cases. Okay. Visibility and visibility. AI's greatest strength, its invisibility, also creates such an anxiety. It is hard to trust something that you actually cannot see. Okay, by contrast, the hum of the heat, ventilation, air conditioning system, bright secured lights at night, and sight of massive concrete walls provide a proof of AI's industry's presence. When people are anxious about the future, they tend to fixate on the physical manifestation that actually change. That's what I actually told you. So AI is something which they had been listening in the news, okay, but suddenly they see the AI data center. They want to really protest. Okay, there are two types of people. One who are really concerned about the environment, they protest. Other people want to come to limelight. Okay, so the publications might capture them. Okay, they can see themselves on the internet or the YouTube, etc. Okay, and we always welcome the number one, but not the number two, because a lot of people who join me for the training, they don't ask me who the trainer is. They sometimes ask me, okay, will it be recognized globally? But training is knowledge. Okay, the knowledge is your power. With the knowledge, you can capture the world. Okay, anyway, that's a different topic. So this what exactly is the problem happening with respect to the data center construction, and data center is also coming up in the Visakhapatnam in India. Okay, so we don't know what exactly is going to happen there. But if there are some issues, also we need to look at the positivities. And Indians are used for tolerance. Okay, they tolerate almost everything. Okay, we tolerate almost everything. So the Subramaniam Shankaran. So we deliver this certified chief AI officer, governance, risk, security, and AI auditor. Do contact me on 994058754 or mail us on training@itriples.org.uk if you are interested to join us for any of this training. Okay. Cheers and goodbye. Enjoy yourself. Bye bye.